He got out of the vehicle and surrendered, and the tactical units that were close by took him into custody without incident. So I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Chief, were there any explosives in the vehicle, and do you know a motive?
We don't know if there are any explosives in the vehicle. It's still an active scene. While Mr. Rosenberry has been taken into custody and has been removed from the scene, we still have to search the vehicle and render the vehicle safe, so we don't know as of yet. We do know that Mr. Rosenberry has had some losses of family. In his, I believe his mother recently passed away, and we spoke with members of his family, and there were other issues that he was dealing with. There'll be more on that before at a later time.
Was he acting a military background?
We're not aware, according to his family, we're not aware of any law enforcement or military background.
What about the other explosive he talked about?
I can't.
About other 4 explosives, he said there are other 4 bombs in this video.
Again, it's an active scene that we're trying to render safe in terms of any other explosives. That's still ongoing.
How much longer do you think that will take?
Not that we're aware of.
How much longer do you think it will take to assess the scene?
Hours. It will take hours to assess the scene.
Chief Maker, was this a known figure to the Capitol Police?
No.
Chief, are you tracking movements before he arrived here at the scene?
All of that is part of what will be a comprehensive investigation. But right now, I just want to report that he is in custody and that that part of it is done.
But we don't know if he made any stops in D.C. before stopping here.
Not at this point, no.
What was his demeanor when he was arrested?
He gave up and did not resist, and our folks were able to take him into custody without incident.
How did you guys convince him to surrender peacefully? What did you say that they got him out of the car?
We had been in communication with him, but when we delivered the phone, there were no conversations via phone. As far as we could tell, it was just his decision to surrender at that point.
Was he acting alone?
Right now, we have no indication that he was acting with anyone else, but that, again, is part of the ongoing investigation.
Do you know what he's being charged with?
At this point, we'll work with the U.S. Attorney in terms of getting all the charges together. The little bit of criminal history that we were able to determine was in the state of North Carolina, and it was nothing that serious. But we just, this is what we've been able to find preliminarily.
Do you see vacuum seen in and around the car? Anything else? Any other contents that you guys have been able to have visual?
So we had information and evidence of what was in the bed of his truck, and there were some things that were concerning, but ultimately we were able to take him in custody without incident. But there were certain things that we saw in the truck. For instance, a propane gas container, but obviously that was not. At this point, we think that's safe.
Chief Major, can you just clarify, sir? Can you clarify the suspect's name?
I have
spelling of the name.
Floyd Roy Roseberry, Roseberry.
Roy with an O or Ray with an A?
We're going to be pushing out a release with all the.
I'm reading someone else's handwriting, so I don't know.
Where is he right now? Is there a mental evaluation?
He's in our custody
but
right
exactly
now.
Where is he going to the hospital? Is there a mental evaluation?
The first thing is going to be criminal charges that are placed, and then anything there'll be any number of outcomes once he goes before a judge.
But he's in federal custody on this property, or like where is he?
Well, he was just taken into custody moments ago, so I'm not sure if he's still there, if he's been taken. He's been moved away from the scene. All right, thank you all very much.
Chief, will this change your security posture going forward?
Do you guys have anything else?
Especially with September 18th. Will this change your posture at the Capitol going forward?
So, folks, obviously, to answer Kenneth Moten's question, we actually just rushed over here to brief you guys. So we're still processing a lot of information as well. As soon as we do, we're going to keep pushing things out on Twitter. We're going to put out a news release with full details, spelling, date of birth, all that stuff. We know you have a lot of questions. I'm monitoring through email, and we will provide much more information later. Thank you.
Think of another conference, or is this it? No more pressers here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Diane Macedo. That was the Capitol Police updating us on the active bomb threat situation in Washington, D.C. It looks like that threat is now over. The suspect, police say, has been identified, and he has surrendered and is now in custody, surrendered without incident. They did not expand on where that suspect is being taken, whether he is being taken to jail, for example, or taken to the hospital for some kind of evaluation. But right now, again, we know that that suspect in that black pickup truck that around 9:15 a.m., police say pulled up onto the sidewalk. They say the suspect said he had a bomb and that an officer observed what he believed to be a detonator in that suspect's hand. That suspect, after a few hours of negotiation, is now in police custody, surrendering without incident. And I want to go to our senior national correspondent, Terry Moran, who's there in Washington, D.C. for us. Terry, this has to be a sigh of relief for the nation's capital right now.
And for all of us, Diane, this was an active bomb threat investigation, and that is what it was declared as by federal law enforcement authorities. They took this very seriously. This was a man, Ray Roseberry, as he was identified, who was live streaming on Facebook during the course of it, and seemed to show some kind of device in his truck. Said he was ready to die. He suggested that there may have been other people there, but he also said on that Facebook live stream that he didn't want to die. He wanted to go home to his wife. So clearly this is a person broken in some ways, but broken to the point where he was willing to, at the very least, threaten the nation's capital with an explosive device. And if they find that, in fact, as he claims, there was ammonium nitrate in that truck that he parked up on the sidewalk, he's looking at hard time in federal prison. This is a good end for the city and the country. He was threatening violence, but it is going to be a very bad time for him. He's not going home to his wife, that's for sure.
Now, police haven't revealed a motive in this case, but they did say that he's going through some sort of family issue that police say they will expand on at a later time. In terms of what was in the truck, they didn't go into huge detail, but they said they did find some concerning things. They also said they found a propane tank, but they do believe that it's secure now, and whatever they did find in the truck, they were also able to safely take into custody. Terry, where do you think this investigation goes from here?
Well, it does go into the question of first, what was in the truck? That will make a huge difference on the kind of charges that this man will face, Ray Roseberry will face, if in fact he is judged mentally fit to face charges. If in fact he brought explosive elements and a device even to the Capitol, he's looking at very serious charges. If he didn't, even the fact that he threatened to use such is a felony charge, and he's looking at very serious charges there as well. They'll also look into motive, and what you just noted there, the police telling us that that there may have been a family issue involved in this. In the live streaming, he does talk about a revolution of some kind, that the South is here, he says, at one point. And that mixture of personal extreme anguish or difficulty combined with an anger against the system, if that is in fact what he was articulating there, that is the profile of a lot of people who act out in this way. It is just good news for him, for his family, most of all for the city of Washington, the people who live there, that this was defused. There you see the picture that was released, that was put out earlier. That is the truck there in front of the Library of Congress. That is apparently Mr. Roseberry, and talking with police. They'll look through all of the evidence in that truck and online to get a picture of what happened in order to see what he should be charged with. And as you point out, he will likely, just as a matter of course, face some kind of mental evaluation to see if he's stable and with it enough to face charges. And it's looking like this was a very bad decision on his part that was brought to a peaceful end by the good work of the Capitol Police and the D.C. Police there.
And again, just to recap for viewers, this all started, police say, around 9:15 a.m. Eastern time this morning. They say that black pickup truck pulled up onto the sidewalk when officers approached. They say the suspect told the officer that he had a bomb and that the officer observed what looked like a detonator in the suspect's hand. And so naturally, they started treating this as an active bomb threat association and have been throughout the day since. They've been attempting at first to get in contact with that suspect, and then once they did, to negotiate this to a peaceful end. And now police are saying they did, in fact, do that. That suspect, identified as Floyd Ray Roseberry from North Carolina, is now in custody after surrendering without incident. We heard our Kenneth Moten there at the press conference asking police where he has been taken, if he's gone to jail, for example, or if he's being sent for a mental evaluation. They have not said. It sounds like this is still a very new development, and they're still getting their own updates as well. But the important part right now is that it sounds like this incident is over, that he has surrendered without incident. And as far as what they found in the truck, they say that includes a propane tank and maybe some other concerning items, but that for now they think the situation is secure. A sigh of relief for our nation's capital and for so many around the country as well. That does it for this update. I'm Diane Macedo. Thanks for joining us. And remember, ABC News Live is here for you all day with the latest news, context, and analysis. We will see you right back here at the top of the hour with all of the latest on The Breakdown. Stay safe.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.